Frank, the best media man in New York, rushed to a hotel where a shooting had taken place. To get inside, he bought a toy with a police badge, slipped the badge into his wallet, and posed as a high-ranking detective. It worked. He got past security and into the crime scene. When he learned the victim was Russian, Frank figured that was enough info. He went back to the news van and started broadcasting. At 8:45 this morning, a shootout broke out between Russian mobsters at a luxury hotel. The victim was gang boss Boblovsky. Police suspect a love affair gone wrong. The case is still under investigation. This is Ace reporter Frank bringing you the latest pure professionalism. When Frank returned to the station, his co-workers applauded him. It's no exaggeration to say the station owed much of its success to him. That's the value of fake news. The next day, the station suddenly had a big assignment. They needed Frank to be a war correspondent. There was civil unrest in Ecuador. Rebels had kidnapped numerous tourists and journalists, demanding ransom from the US. But Frank's whole persona was built on lies. If he went, he'd be exposed. The boss planned to send a female colleague with him, but Frank refused. He wanted to take Pete, the one person who knew his secret. Pete, however, was drowning in relationship drama. He'd written a 500,000-word apology letter to win back his wife's love. Frank couldn't understand Pete's obsession and stormed off, deciding to leave alone. But Pete showed up at the last minute. He chose to go with Frank anyway, thinking that if his wife got bored at home, she might start missing him. They picked up their gear, microphones, cameras, bulletproof vests, and so on. Right before leaving, Pete was still agonizing over whether to give his wife the apology letter. Frank, exasperated, told him, "Can you just man up for once?" So Pete acted tough and tossed the letter. But as soon as he got in the car, he wanted to call his wife. She didn't answer. She was sick of him. So Pete asked Frank if he could borrow his phone to call her. At the airport, they discovered they had no tickets. The thing Pete had thrown away wasn't the apology letter at all. It was their plane tickets, passports, and cash. With no choice, they went to a friend's coffee shop. Broke and without passports, they were stuck. That's when Pete said, "Your news is always fake anyway. Why not make this one fake too?" So, in the coffee shop's attic, they set up a makeshift newsroom. Pete, useless at romance but skilled at everything else, quickly created realistic battlefield sound effects. Once everything was ready, Frank went live. The background roared with gunfire while the two friends added fake screams. Frank ad-libbed, "Reporters here face deadly danger at any moment, but as a messenger of truth, I will keep reporting." Back at the office, everyone fell silent and admired him. The broadcast caused a huge stir. Many journalists actually went to the front lines to stream live coverage, but Frank spotted the ruse instantly. The front line they were showing was just the street next to his own home. Competitors had arrived, but Frank wasn't worried. The next day, he kept spinning new stories, live from a war zone that didn't even exist.